Hello everyone, my name is Ali Mustafa and we are here at day 2 of API Fundamentals workshop by Let's Upgrade in collaboration with Postman. So before we get started, let's say hi, hello in the chat folks. Yeah, let's spam the chat and let's see if you're able to hear me and you are able to see me, right? Yeah, a lot of you participated in the social media challenge yesterday, which was truly amazing. Thank you so much for participating in the challenge. I know you are eagerly waiting to see the winners, and we are going to absolutely announce them before we start today's session. By the way, stay tuned for today because we are also going to earn the certification by end of today's workshop, right? So that is going to be very epic. So yeah, stay tuned till the very end, to kind of get the certificate, and we are going to complete the whole course together, right? I'll be able to also answer some questions in the chat, and we also have a dedicated Discord server, which I talked about yesterday. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff in house for you folks, right? So yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, I see a lot of highs in the chat. That's amazing. Let's keep the energy high today as well, just like yesterday. And because this is a very short boot camp, like only 2 days, right? So yeah, let's keep that energy coming in, right? Awesome. Cool. Let's quickly share my screen and let's get started with today's session. Awesome. So here we go. I hope my screen is visible. Not yet visible. Yeah, now it should be visible. Looks good, looks good. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can see it, right? Thumbs up is our amazing emoji, right? Or else today we can use orange or orange emoji or orange heart emoji, mixture of them. So spam it in the chat, right? Yeah. So before we start, as I promised you, we are going to see the winners for today. And yeah, a lot of you participated, as I told you, right? And I have the winner list with me, right? So without doing much of a surprise, let's open this particular list and it will directly go to the Notion page. Remember the Notion page which I told you to bookmark, you know, yesterday? If you have not yet done, we are spamming this link again in the chat just for you folks to, be here. Okay. So yeah, this is the link, and if you scroll down a little bit, this is day 2 where we all are joining in, by the way. And you can connect with me here, and you can see this is the social media winners of day 1. Congratulations to all the winners. This is a complete page, so you can go ahead and you can find your name if you have won or not. Don't get disheartened if you're not one. By the way, for all the winners, let's do congratulations in the chat. So I want you folks to spam the congratulations emoji, the confetti emoji in the chat for everyone who has won social media challenge for day 1. It was very tough to choose the winners because there were a lot of them, right? Obviously, a lot of them participated. Yeah, so don't get disheartened if you did not win today. We still have a challenge which is going to run for a lot of time, which I'm going to speak about, after today's certification. So yeah, congratulations, everyone. Yeah, I see a lot of emojis in the chat. That's amazing. Congratulations to all the winners for day 1. Let's start with day 2. Today, also, we are going to run a challenge, but it's not going to be on Twitter. It is going to be on, a professional platform. Twitter is more fun, but we are going to run a challenge on LinkedIn today, and we will kind of talk about it a little bit later. I don't want to kind of hijack the whole session to talk about swags and challenges and social media as much as I would like to. So today we are going to kind of go ahead and complete the certification so that every one of us gets rewarded at least, right? What you are going to get, by the way, yeah, you're going to get 2 item kit. I'm not going to reveal the items, but yeah, you're going to get 2 item kit. What about okay, when are we going to contact you? Yes, as mentioned here in the slide, I'm going to kind of reach out to you folks again in 2 weeks time, where we are going to ask you for your address so that we can ship it. Please be patient, folks. I've seen a lot of folks which are very impatient, when they hear about swags. Please, we also need to, process all of these things. Our vendor need to ship it, and there's a lot of hassle behind the scenes. So please, allow us some time to kind of do that. Else it is very difficult, for us to kind of give you update every hour. So don't spam our channels. We are going to reach out to you in 2 weeks' time. If we are not able to for some reason, you can, feel free to add in our Discord server. As I mentioned earlier, we have a dedicated Discord support, channel for Let's Upgrade folks, which you can scroll a little down and join here. So if you have not joined yet, please join the Discord server, so that we can give you dedicated support for clearing the certification. That being said, let's get started with day two. So you can see day two links here. Already you can see there are two links posted. So we'll start with the very first link, which is the academy. So yesterday, remember we signed up. So let's do a quick revision of yesterday, right? What did we learn yesterday? We started with, what is the APIs? We took the restaurant example. Then we talked about different kinds of method. Can someone tell me in the chat which methods did we discuss? They were very easy, right? And we also did that example with the Twitter challenge of, how these methods are used, via live example. Exactly, yes. Get, post, put patch, and delete. So these were the methods which we learned about yesterday. We learned all the theory about it. We also did three requests yesterday where we talked about, directly querying a simple API, doing a get request. Then we did, get by query param where we added multiple filters. And then we did get by ID where we got a specific bug, right? So that was our revision. Now, today we are going to start with adding a book. So we are still the librarian. And now we are going to go ahead and start adding book, updating book, and deleting book, as basically, our next step, and then certify ourselves. So let's go ahead and start here on the day two links. I'm going to still kind of paste this link in the chat in case you are not able to see it. But yeah, please go here and start day two here. So you can see day two is here. We are at the task of adding book. But we also need to kind of open Postman, right? Because that's where we are going to perform the practical. So let's go ahead and open the Postman workspace as well. So the link I'm giving you, obviously, will redirect you to the homepage of workspaces and select the very first workspace, obviously, the workspace which is named as Postman API Fundamentals, because that's where we did all of the things yesterday, right? So we are going to continue with that. So let's click on it and it will open that workspace for us, right? So yeah, this is amazing. So now we have like the workspace ready for us to go ahead and get started. And we also have the course ready for us. We are also going to do some amazing quizzes today as well. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and add a book. Before we do that, let's verify yesterday's progress. So yesterday we created a collection. We named it Postman Library API V2. And with that, we had get books, get fiction books, and get books by ID. Ensure that these are the three requests which are present. If you're joining today and you did not attend day one, please go ahead and attend day one first, right? So that you can complete, both the videos are recorded, so it will be, available afterwards as well. It's not just live only workshop, but the videos will stay, so you can definitely come back and complete the course. But it is, sequential, so you need to do day one and then we can start with day two, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and add a book. So which method are we going to use to add something to the server? Yes, yes. It should be very easy. We did get yesterday, right? So which method are we going to use today? Post method? Yes, absolutely. We are going to use post method. Thank you for adding that in the chat. So let's go ahead and create a new request, right? So let's click on these three dots and click on add request. And here we are going to rename the request as add books. And here obviously the URL is going to be, remember we created variable yesterday, how useful they are. So we use base URL / books, right? Now the method we need to change. Earlier we were using only get method, but now we need to use the post method. So click on this drop down and click on the post method. Okay, save. Let's go ahead and save this. So control S and then send this right away. Okay, send this. What do you see? What is the status code do you see? Can someone tell me once you kind of hit send? Tell me the status code which you see. Yeah, it should not. It will not be 200 family because definitely there is a lot of errors in this request. What is the error? What is the status code? Yeah, so if you are running it, then it's 400 bad request, which means what? The request which you're fulfilling, obviously it's there's an error. So what's an error? It says that body must be object. So we have not given any body. And basically, that is the problem. So obviously when we are adding something to the server, we need to provide the payload. We have not provided the payload. So click on this body tab and click on it, and here you can see it is selected none. So we are going to go ahead and select raw, and then in the drop down, we are going to select JSON, right? So raw, and then we are going to select JSON in the drop down. And here we need to add the body. Now you're like, okay, what does the body look like? Key value pair JSON we talked about. But definitely we did not look at the documentation. So in the academy, we have given you that. So if you come down a little bit, you can actually see the body added here. So let's copy the body. Let's go ahead, copy the body, and let's paste it here. Now, I want you to change the title of the book to your favorite book if you have any. Mine is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Um, you know, the author is Robert. It belongs to finance or self-help, you can say. Both is fine. So I'll say finance John, and it was published. I don't know when it was published. But let's see. Maybe it was published really soon. So I'm going to take a guess. Let's say, yeah, let's Google it, right? If Google is able to answer that, then definitely it is better. It was released when it was published in 1997. Oh my God, that's when I was born. Ah, okay, 1997. Yeah, it has been a lot of years. Okay. So let's save this request and let's hit send. Feel free to fill in all these details with all your book details. Now you'll still encounter an error, but this time you don't have 400 as an error code. Which error code do you have? Can you tell me quickly? It is 400 family, but it is not 400 earlier, which we encountered, just bad request, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, correct. 401. So what does 401 means? 401 means unauthorized. You are not authorized to add data or access this particular endpoint. You're like, okay, why is that? I was able to get data, but I'm not able to add data. Why is it? And in the message it says invalid or missing credentials, right? So remember, whenever you are creating an API, you're going to secure it most likely with a security measure like an API key. And why you are going to do that is because you don't want to enable everyone to access your API and add information on that API, without any authentication. And that's why we use different kinds of authentication mechanism to protect our API from spam and from bots flooding our API, right? So we don't want to do that. So let's save this request and add authentication. How do you add authentication? Mm-hmm. Very, very simple. If you zoom this in a little bit, you will actually see here we have an authorization tab where we can add authentication information. So if you go back to Academy and you scroll down a little bit, you can see here that we can go ahead and add authorization. And that is basically our next lesson. So let's click on next. Oh, yes, I hope you all are following me till here and I'm not pretty fast. But yeah, I'm running a little faster today because we want to finish the course in these 2 hours, right? So that's fine. But for people who have missed whatever I did, I'll quickly show you once again, right? So yeah, just in case if you are, not able to follow along. So what I did was I went ahead and I created a new request, and I named this request as add books, right? And then I went ahead and added the URL from our variable /books, right? And then I selected the method as post, obviously, because we are adding data. We went to body, clicked on raw, clicked on JSON, and now we need to paste the body, right? So the body is basically the book which we are going to add. Now, if you go back here in the add book request, you can see the body added there, right? So if you come here, and you can kind of see it right here. So let's copy this, come back here and paste it. So this looks good. I obviously edited this a little bit because I don't want to keep it like that. I'm not going to re-edit it because I already showed you how. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to send this, right? So as soon as I send this, you can see that it says that same error which we were getting earlier. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and create an authentication. So now that we are here on the Academy, let's go ahead and click on next. I hope this was pretty easy. And if you're done till here, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I'll wait for you. And then we'll start with authorization. By the way, there are two concepts. One is authorization and one is authentication. I would also love to see someone explain me both of them in very simple words, like don't go dictionary mode or chat GPT mode. Just tell me, what do you think the difference between authentication and authorization is? Okay. Um, till then, I'll play with my duck. Yeah. By the way, did someone figure out what the duck was saying yesterday? I'll repeat it just once again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyone figured out yet? Yeah. So if you did not figure it out, it says, "Tell me more." Yeah, it asks you to say more things to the duck, basically about APIs, maybe. Crazy stuff, right? Talking swag. Yeah, yeah. I see some answers. Awesome, awesome. Some thumbs ups. Good, good. Okay, so authentication basically means that you're authenticating. You're proving that you are the user. Okay, so let's give you an example. I have an office card, right? So I kind of go ahead in the office, and that ID card grants me access to the office. So I'm authenticating myself, right? So I fingerprint, myself, and I'm inside the office. Amazing. That is authentication. So anyone who is not an employee cannot enter the office. That's for sure. So that's number one. Now, authorization is basically when, now all are authenticated users, right? So imagine I am just roaming around in the office. I'm, going to kitchen multiple times, right? And I'm getting, some snacks and all of that. And now I go to the kitchen again. And this time there are no more swags. There are no more swags, no swags. There are no more, coffee machine or, cookies available. And I want to eat all of these things, so they are not available. So what do I do? I go ahead and I see that in the server room there are some cookies which are available, right? So I want to access it. So I use my ID card, go to the server room and try swiping it, and the door does not open, right? Now why is that? hmm Because I'm not authorized to visit that room, right? So I'm authorized to be in my desk, in my floor, but I'm not authorized to go to a server room, obviously for obvious and security reasons, right? So even though my intention is to just get the cookie, I'm ended up, being questioned by security for numerous hours, yeah, absolutely. So that is this very simple example of authentication and authorization. Authentication authenticates that you are the person who you claim to be you are, but authorization basically means that, okay, what scope of access do you have? Do you have access to that room? Yes, no. If not, it will not open even though you're an authenticated user. So there are multiple ways of how you can authorize yourself. Many multiple methods. The very basic is basic auth, which uses username and password like we do for the websites. And then there are modern methods like auto or 2.0, which we use nowadays, like API keys. So these are some of the methods which are used. Again, the list is extensive, so you will find a lot more methods than these. So let's go ahead and add the API key. We are using API key as a method. So we are going to go ahead and add an API key, and the header name is API key and the header value is Postman rules. Now, We can actually add it directly in the header, or you can use API. You can go ahead and use authorization tab as well, right? So you can do both ways. So I'll show you both, by the way, because we can see the example later on as well. So if you come here, you can go ahead in the header stamp, and you can directly add a key and a value pair here, which will basically allow you to authenticate you, right? And the other method is you can go to authorization, from in the type. You can use API key right here, and that will also give you key value pair, right? But for the purpose, we are going to use header. So let's go here, add API dash key, and add Postman rules, right? Let's save this request and let's send this request. Awesome. We got the book. So you can see that, we were able to successfully add the book. New ID is created. Can we check if the book was added or not? Hmm. Yes, absolutely. So you can copy this ID, and where we will check if the book was added or not. I want to get book by ID. Mm-hmm. Hint, hint. Yeah. So it is going to be get books by ID request, obviously. Let's go there and you can see the ID here. Let's replace this ID with our ID, save and send and see what happens. Yay, our book is added and it is visible. So you can see the time absolutely. So the time is basically what reflects when we are adding, the book. So you will also kind of see this time when you have added the book. So this is amazing, right? We were successfully able to add book, and we were able to successfully authenticate ourselves. But do will you have to authenticate yourselves again and again? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy, right? If you have to authenticate yourself for every request. So Postman provides you with very simple approach, which is called as Postman auth. Now, what you can do is you can configure authentication on collection level, not on request level. So remember, now what we did it on the request level, right? Only on ad box. So all other request does not have authentication. But for updating and deleting, we will need authentication as well. So we cannot keep adding header, right, in both the requests. So now what we are going to do is instead of doing that, we are going to go ahead and use Postman auth. By the way, what was the status code which our ad books request return? Was it 200? Was it 204? Was it 201? And what is the meaning of that status code? I would like to know from you. And by the way, for everyone who did it, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let's see how many people have finished it. Or you can give me an orange heart. Yeah, that's also fine. Whatever you folks, feel right about. Yes. Yes, so the status code was 201 created, meaning that whatever you did, resulted in creating a request, creating a resource on the server, right? So we created basically this entry into the database. So yeah, that was 201. Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of orange hearts and thumbs ups. That's good, good, good. So let's go ahead and add collection level auth instead of doing that. So what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead here in the add books. Now observe very carefully. I'm going to zoom this in. On the left hand side, you can see the name of the collection. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on the name of the collection, and it will open this, window. Now here, I want to go to authorization tab. And inside the authorization tab, you can see by default, it says no auth. But I'm going to click on this drop down and I'm going to select API key from, this long list. So let's go and select API key. And here you can see it is asking for key, which is API dash key, and then value, which is Postman rules. And this is obviously added to the header, right? Remember, we added it to the header as well. And then we will go ahead and save this. Control S, or on the top right, you can see the save button. So save this, right? Now you'll be like, okay, where did you get all this information, Ali? Obviously, I'm doing this course for a very long period of time, so I remember. But in your case, you can go ahead and copy it from here. Okay. So the key is API dash key. and the value is Postman rules. So once you have added this and you have saved this, do we need collection level auth? Absolutely not. So let's go to add books, and in the header, let's delete this header, right, which we added. So delete this. Once we delete this, save, and let's send it again. So this time we are going to go to body and say, we are going to add a new in front of the book so that we know that this is a different book. Let's hit send, and we received 201. So we were successfully able to add collection level auth. So you can see that in the authorization tab, it says inherit from parent, meaning that our authentication is inherited from the parent collection. And that's why we don't have to kind of go ahead and re-authenticate ourselves by adding a manual header as we did earlier. Awesome. So I hope everyone is able to do, Postman auth. I'll give you a moment. Please go ahead and do that. I hope, you will be able to do it as well. By the way, it's quiz time, so I'm going to wait for everyone to finish this, and then we are going to do quiz. Still not getting it? Please rewind a little bit in the video. Remember, this is live, but you can go back in time. You cannot go in future, but you can definitely go back in time, rewind, and do it. Don't feel compelled to follow with my speed. You can also set the video at 0.5x and do it at your pace. Remember, this video will stay here. Okay. So take your pace, try to do things at your pace, and yeah, rewind it if you need it to be. Okay. Awesome. So again, I'm showing you with authentication what I did. I went to Postman Library API v2, clicked on it, and then it opened something like this. So I went to authorization tab. I was at overview. I went to authorization. In the drop down from none, I selected API key. And then I added the key as the API dash key, value as Postman rules, and then add to header. And then I saved this particular request, and I went to add works, removed the header because it was already there. So I just removed it. And then I send the request to see if it is still working. And it is working because I got the status code as 201. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of thumbs up. That's amazing. Let's go ahead and attempt the quiz. We all love quizzes, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and take this quiz. Cool. So there are 5 questions. Quiz number 5, sending data with post. 2 questions. Let's start the quiz. What could happen if you do not authenticate your API? Select all the answers that apply. Please answer it in ABCD, multiple choice questions, meaning that you can have multiple answers. Your computer can explode. Okay. Your API will have completely open endpoints that anyone can access publicly. Okay. Unauthorized people will be able to access data they shouldn't see. Hmm. Bots would be able to flood an API with thousands of calls per second and shut it down. Let me know your thoughts in the chat box. A, B, C, D, or multiple choice, obviously. So yeah, select multiple answers. Definitely not A. If that happens, I would have to buy a computer every new hour because I have that many bugs in my API. So no, sorry. API will have completely open endpoint. That's true. Unauthorized people, that's also true. Bots, yes, that's also absolutely true. Let's go to the next question. You send this question, Postman, and get 401. 401? Yes. Tell me what is the whose fault is it? It is user's fault, right? But what exact fault? ABCD? Easy. This is easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, D is the right answer. Let's hit submit. Oh, okay. This might be due to the traffic because a lot of times there's a lot of traffic on the platform. So we get this. But I hope you can just refresh it once and it will work. Huh, it worked. I got 100 on 100. But if it did not, please retake this quiz and you can do that. So let's do that quickly. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Next question was question authorization submit quiz. Yay, 100 on 100. Okay, that is good. Let's go next. Okay. So till now we have learned about basically getting all the information. We have learned about going ahead and adding a get request and all of that, right? So now we are going to learn about going ahead and making use of variables in a very powerful way, and also scripting. Obviously we want to do a lot of automation with our APIs, and especially writing test cases and using scripts to navigate through data. So that is going to be something which we will learn now. Again, little bit of programming, but don't get like don't get disheartened. It's going to be very little, I promise. So let's go ahead and talk about variables a little more. So the very first thing we learned about why we use variable, because we want to store some information and we want to reference it later on somewhere in our system, right? That's what we did. We used the base URL. We are now using it in every single request, making our lives easier, right? So that's why we use the concept of don't repeat yourself or dry, meaning that create a variable so that you don't have to again and again to and type the same thing. You can directly use a variable. And the second reason is to hide sensitive information like API keys, right? So a lot of times on the live stream, you will see my API keys, sometimes even my password, which is super crazy. But yeah, you can do all of that, right? So yeah, you can also see there are multiple variable scopes once you create the variable. So you can see tons of scopes, but don't worry, we are mostly concerned about collection level variables because that's what we are going to work around with, right? We have also created collection level variables only, but these are different scopes which you can definitely keep in your mind. So let's go ahead and let's set variables programmatically. Okay. So we have already done this via UI. We selected, the whole text and then added to variables and all of that. But this time we are going to go ahead and use, simple JavaScript to write simple script, right? So the very first script we are going to write is console.log, the very simple script which we can write, right? So let's go ahead to the add book request, and inside that let's log all the response which we are getting. So just copy this particular code and go to add books, and in the test you can write scripts. So let's go ahead and paste it. So this looks something like this: console.log, pm.response.json. So what it is going to log, it is going to log our response, whatever we are saving from the API. Let's save this and let's send this. By the way, we are going to use AI today. Yeah, don't tell anyone, but I'm going to, show you a little trick of using Postman, AI in Postman to pass a test. Okay, but don't tell anyone, right? This is a little secret between you and me. Okay, so you can see that I sent the request, but nothing changed. Okay, uh, something changed, by the way. What is it? So on the left bottom, right? So left bottom, look at the screen here. So I'm going to zoom this in for you folks to make it easy. So you can see this is the left bottom. You can see online, you can see console. Click on console and it will open up. And now you can see that all the requests which we were sending were obviously like this. But then there was a console.log with the response body which we just sent. So yeah, it is working. We successfully logged the response directly to the console. Awesome. Let's close this. So you can close it via the cross button. You don't need to open it. Yeah, if you're not able to find it, skip it. You just saw it on my system. That's absolutely fine. Awesome. So let's go ahead and write some better code. Yeah. So what is the better code which we are going to write? We are going to grab the ID of the new book which we are going to add. So remember this. See, when I add a new book, I get a new ID, right? But then I have to copy this ID and then come back here and then paste here to see if my book is added or not, right? Why do top copy pasting? Remember, don't repeat yourself. So now we are going to create a variable name called as ID. We are going to set this variable name ID with the new, you know, ID which we received from the book. And then here we are going to just replace this with that variable name so that we don't have to copy paste, right? Sounds simple. So let's go ahead and add this script. Don't worry, you don't have to write it, but you will obviously have to understand it, right? So if you scroll down a little bit in this lesson, you can see this particular code. Now let me copy this and let me explain it within Postman itself. So I'll remove console.log obviously and then paste this. And here you can see the comment actually explains all of this very easily. So you can see save the value of the ID, from API JSON response to constant variable named ID. So this is a variable named as ID. And what we are fetching is pm.response.json.id. So from the JSON, we are extracting the ID and we are saving it in the variable called as ID. And then we are going to set collection variables dot set. We are going to create a new variable if it does not exist named as ID. And then we are going to add this particular value inside that particular variable. So simple 2 lines of code, nothing special here. Save it, send it. And as soon as you send it, nothing changes apart from one thing. So what changes? Let's go to Postman Library API v2, click on the collection name and click on variables this time. And now you will see two variables. One is base URL, which we set earlier, and we set ID. So now this is the variable number 2, which was automatically created because we sent that request, right? And it has what? It has the ID of the latest book which we added. So where are we going to use it? Let's use it in the get books by ID. So go to get books by ID request. And here in the value, instead of this, just add ID. So you can see ID is available here. I added ID. Save this. And now if you send it, you will fetch the latest book which we added, and you can actually match it with the time as well, right? So yeah, that is something which is how you can use variables in very, very simple way. And if you hover over the variable, by the way, you can also see the value which we just kind of added, to that variable. So that was a very easy task. Again, I'm showing you what I did. I simply copy pasted the script in the test tab, saved it and send it, and then use that ID variable to basically add it in get books by ID so that we can actually see the variable in action. This is not a required step, but I've done it just for the sake of understanding variables, right? Awesome. So this is good. Let's go ahead and go to next. Cool. So till now, I hope all of the things which we did were fun, and now it's time to go ahead and test our collection. So till now, we have been doing all the amazing things, but we have not tested yet. So it is important for us to go ahead and test if everything is working or not. And that brings us to the halfway test request. It is not technically halfway. We are like 75% into the course. So it's not technically halfway, but it's named halfway because we want to ensure that we check your progress before we move further. So let's go ahead quickly and do the halfway check. Okay. How do you do that? So you can see that fork this collection URL. So this is the collection link. Let's click on it and it will open on a new tab. By the way, I'll add this, in the Notion doc as well in the resources page. So let me kind of quickly go there and add it as number 3. Yeah, just give me a moment, folks. Um, Fork for test. I'll add it fork for test so that it's visible. And I've created a bookmark inside it so that it is again more visible, right? Yep, added. Okay. Let me quickly refresh it. Oh, yeah, my screen got black. Okay, no problem. So let's go to Notion. and let's refresh this. So you can see the third point is basically fork collection. Yeah, my video is lagging a little bit, right? I'm not sure why, but yeah, it is lagging a little bit, maybe due to some problem. So you can see I've added the test collection here, which you can actually use, right? So let's go ahead and click on this test collection. Let me try and fix it. Just give me a moment. Okay, does it look any better? Yeah, I guess you are able to see me, so that's still a lot better, obviously. Uh, okay. Um, yeah, so you can see test collection. By the way, I can actually see more people joining here. As people are joining here, I can actually see more people. So you can see 99, more than 99 people were here, which is crazy. As you folks are joining in, I can actually see more active users here. So you can see Postman is a very collaborative platform. Awesome. So see, we kind of created this collection to enable you to test it, right? So let's go to collection test, and let's create a fork copy of this particular collection. So you can see we have around 9,668 folks, which is amazing. Let's make it 750 today. Mostly we can do it. Yeah, let's go. We have a lot of people joining us, so absolutely we can do that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and click on fork, right? So what we are doing is we are trying to create a fork copy of this particular collection. Okay. What does fork mean, by the way? Can someone tell me what does forking means? Yes, yes. It's very easy to explain, by the way. What does forking means? Yeah. What does it mean? I am waiting to hear some answers, obviously. Yes. So if you are obviously using GitHub, you might have heard about forking. So forking basically means that you're creating a copy, but you're not just creating a copy, but you are kind of going ahead and linking that copy to the parent as well. Right. So it's not just like going ahead and creating a copy, but it is also linking it to the original, source of it, so that you can create a fork copy. You can create a pull request, you can go ahead, select changes, and kind of do a lot of things, right? So here you can see the workspace is selected for us, and you can skip to watch the notification. I would recommend not to, because there's a lot of notification you will get, because 9,000 people, kind of use this, and we update, everyone gets a notification. And fork label is basically nothing but it'll help you identify, differentiate between the original collection. So let's go ahead and click on fork collection, right? Again, I'll show you what I did. So I'm just going to refresh this page a little. Again, showing for everyone so that everyone is on the same page. So here you can see this is the test collection which we need to fork. So click here, and it will open a new tab. So our goal is to go ahead and fork this. So click on collection test, click on fork, and go ahead and click on fork collection, right? So remember to, if you don't want a notification, remember to uncheck this, and then rest of the things are good. Click on fork collection. So you can see the fork copy is created. If the fork copy is not created, please do not panic, folks. Okay. Why is it? Because if the fork copy is not created, in that case, you can, just kind of wait and refresh it, and it will work. Okay. So if you get an error, don't worry. Nothing has changed. You can go back, you can create a fork collection again. Absolutely fine. Okay. So yeah, remember, you can kind of do that again without any problem. And if you're facing any errors, obviously you can kind of reach out to us via this link, so that obviously you can do, right? So yeah, that is something which you can do. So you can see I've added here for collection for test as well, just in case if you're not able to directly find the fork button. Awesome. So now I want you to observe very, very carefully. So I want you to stop what you're doing, and look at my screen and then do it. I'll do it twice as well. So, please do it with me. Okay. So let's do it. Click on Postman API Library V2. Click on these three dots. And the very first option is share. Click on it. Now you will see multiple options like via people, via run, via API. Click on via API. You can see there's an error. No problem at all. We will try it again. Okay. So go to API library V2, click on these three dots, click on share collection, and then click on via API. I'm not sure why it is giving us an error, but it should not. So let's refresh this window once. Sometimes we do get an error, which is like, sometimes it's unexpected. So no problem at all. Let's refresh this quickly. Yeah, let's try it again. So library API V2, click on these three dots, click on share, click on via API. Yeah, now it loaded. Okay. So you will see a window like this. Now here you need to generate a key because you don't have a key. So click on generate key. Okay. Again, repeating the step, go to API library V2, click on these three dots, click on share. And here go to via API. Here click on generate key, copy the URL. Click on that button to copy the URL, right? So how do you copy the URL? You can click on this button to copy the URL. But again, generate key and then copy the URL. Okay. Now what to do with this URL? One simple step. Go to collection test, click on collection test, and then click on variables. And here in the initial value of submission, paste it. In the current value of submission, paste it. And don't forget to save it, folks. Don't forget to save it. Good, good, good. You will see and pop up like this. Disregard it, not a problem. It is a read-only token. You can change it later on, no problem at all, but this looks good. Let's go to halfway check and just run the request. You see 200, okay, obviously you'll see that. And here in the test results, you can see the body, but we want to see the test results. You should see 16 on 16. If you see 16 on 16, you are right here with me and you have completed all the tests properly. But if you see 14 on 16 or 15 on 16, you can click on failed and you can read the error message, what error you have got, right? So you can obviously see pass, we passed all the URLs, all the test. If you failed something, click on failed and you will actually see that, right? But yeah, congratulations if you got 16 on 16, meaning that you did an amazing job following along with me, right? But if you did get something like 15 on 16, please read the message and try to resolve it. So yeah, do it yourselves now. You watched me do it, right? I'm going to again show it, right? Just in case for people who obviously are not able to see it. So I'm going to show it once again for everyone. So just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, I'm showing it once again. If you did not get it, go to Postman Library API V2, click on these three dots, click on share, and then go here via API. Now here you will see there's a generate key option. We need to generate a key. Click on generate key. Then copy. Click on this copy button and copy the URL. Once the URL is copied, go to collection test. Inside that, you will be at overview, go to variables. In the submission URL, initial value and current value, paste it. And then click on save, right? Now we need to go to halfway check and run this. So go to halfway check, send it. You should receive 200. Okay. And in the test tab, not in the result, not in the body tab, in the test tab, see how much score do you get. Now, if you get errors, please try to resolve it yourself. Remember, we did everything. If not, rewind, go to yesterday, see where you are getting error. By the way, in the here, I've also added in the resources. If you come down a little bit, you can see resources. I've added my reference workspace. So you can compare yours and see, where you are making mistake in case, if you want to kind of check that out, right? But yeah, that is something which you can feel free to kind of do it. But I guess I kind of deleted that user, so it should not exist. Let's see. But I'll add my sample workspace there, right? Just in case. Yeah, I deleted my user. That's why. Actually add that here. I'll add my, current collection so that you can just see if in case you want to, have some reference. Okay. Tell me how many you have scored. Okay, 16 on 16. That's good. That's good. Few people have scored 16 on 16. What about others? 14. Oh, okay. Two? Where? Come on, you did not save anything. So, see, if you did not save stuff, then that is your problem, folks. Not my problem. I told you from start to save stuff, right? Yes or no? Yes, I told you from start to save stuff. If you're not saving it, then how will it work? So please go ahead, review all the requests and ensure that you are completing everything as mentioned, right? Very, very important. Okay. So yeah, please go ahead and do it. Let's see in the chat till then. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed testing phase a lot more because yeah, this is more like a result of whatever you were doing, right? Kind of. So this is more fun. Okay. Let's see. Good, good, good. Yeah, I cannot solve each of your error, but I'll try to respond in the chat for the ones which are there. And the Let's Upgrade team will also respond, right? But remember, if you are getting error, you can reach out to the Discord server and we'll be more than happy to answer it. If you have not joined the Discord server yet, please you can find the link right here. I'm going to spam the link for the Discord server in the chat as well, just in case if you have not joined it yet. Awesome. So that is halfway test. I hope you all are good, and we still have approximately half an hour, like 40 minutes, to complete update and delete, and one more request, and then we are all good, right? So it is very easy. Let's go ahead and do all of that, right? Give me an orange heart if you got 16 on 16. I see a lot of people have not got that. Don't worry, folks. Try to resolve it. I cannot give, like spoon feed you. We have like legit done everything, so I'm not spoon feed you. So please try and do it. Okay. Um, awesome. So I'll take a little, I'll take some water, and we'll continue from there. Just give me a moment. Ah, I forgot my water bottle today. So just give me a moment. I'll just grab some water. Until then, yeah, help each other in the chat. Just give me a moment. Awesome. I'm back with my glass of water. Okay. So yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations, folks, who got 16 out of 16. But yeah, see, this is what programmer's life is all about, right? You go ahead, you wake up, you get an error, you solve an error. Yeah, that's what life is all about, right? Going, waking up, solving error, resolving error, and all of that, right? That is all everything is all about. Okay. So now that we have added book, let's go back to okay. By the way, Inception, see video inside video. Okay. You can also watch this video if you are not sure how to do half-bit check, by the way. By the way, this course is self-paced, right? You can actually do it yourself. Yeah, I'm telling you, I did too. But everything here is like explained so well by our whole team. So you can definitely, check it out in case, you want to kind of do it yourself. Okay. Awesome. Let's go to next. Quiz time. Okay. intro into, I guess this is the last quiz. Yeah. Yeah, this is the last quiz. Then we are almost there to claim the badge, by the way. So let's go ahead. Only one question. Let's take this quiz. Start quiz, intro into variable. Choose all the answers that apply. Postman allows you to save variables, values as variables so that you can spend more time reading the API first word. Absolutely, why not? Reuse values to keep your work dry. Don't repeat yourself. Cool off your computer. Yeah. And then height sensitive values like API keys. Tell me your answers. Yeah, A, B, C, D. Which one? Which one? Only one question, right? So I'm gonna give you some time. By the way, till that time, I'll flaunt you my API first T-shirt. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. But yeah, see API first world within Postman art, kind of. Yeah. A little bit of flex. Obviously, I'm flexing the duck from yesterday, but yeah. Okay. So second and fourth, yeah, a lot of you are right, obviously. And let's hit submit. Yep, 100 on 100. So yeah, we scored a straight hundreds for all the quizzes, which is amazing. Let's go to next. Awesome. So now we are going to check out our book, meaning that we are going to update the status of the book from false to true. So let's do that. Basically, when someone takes the book out of library, we want to update the status of the book. So that's what we are exactly trying to do here, right? Nothing special, nothing crazy. Just update one field in, the body of the JSON. So here comes that question. I told you about put slash patch, which we are learning about. So what is the difference between put or patch? Well, the very simple difference between put and patch method is that when we are using put, we intend to replace the whole body. And when we are using patch, we intend to replace part of the body. Though, REST does not enforce it, meaning that you can use put and replace a part, and you can use patch and replace the whole body. Yeah, so REST is not like, hard line, rules, but it is more like a framework. It is more like a set of suggestions and rules which you can follow. But it's not like hardcore rules, right? So it's more of a bunch of suggestions which you can use and implement in your the design structure and API structure altogether. So yeah, let's go ahead and use the patch, and we will update our book which we just added. Remember, we have the ID, by the way, available, so we are going to use that. So let's go ahead, and you can see this is basically the URL. But before that, let's create a request. So let's go to Postman. This one we need to close because we have already done that. Let's go ahead and add a new request. So let's go ahead and add request below. Obviously add book. We'll name it update book. Update book. Method is going to be patch. Absolutely. Now the URL. So the URL, we can obviously, they have given us the URL. This is the URL. So let's copy the URL. Paste it there. Now you can obviously see there is an ID. So do you want to copy paste it manually? No, right? Why? Because we created a variable for it. So let's use the variable ID, which we obviously created in the last step. Save it. Should I send it? No, right? Why? Because we need body. What we are going to update. So let's go to body, and here raw, and obviously JSON in the drop down. But what exactly we are updating? We are updating the status of checkout equal to true. So let's go ahead and update that. So if you scroll down a little bit, we need to update checkout equal to true. So let's copy this body from here and paste it here. Everything should be set. Save the request. Remember, a lot of you were getting that error because you did not save the request box. Hit send. And we received 200. So it was updated successfully. By the way, if you want to test it, if it was right or wrong, you can go to get books by ID and you can check it out. But I'm not going to do that because I trust my API and it will work as intended. But please go ahead and verify if you want to, right? So yeah, we were successfully able to do 200. So remember we added the body, method equal to patch. ID is very important. So in the params, we added the variable here. And then we saved everything and then we sent everything. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and give me an orange heart or an orange emoji if you are done, with the checkout. It's very easy though. Yes, yes, it's easy, right? Very easy. Okay. Yeah, yeah, cool, cool, cool. A lot of you. Repeat, folks. I have to repeat everything two times, but yeah, try to rewind a little bit, and you can see what I just spoke about, folks. Use the rewind feature. It's really good. Trust me. I do that all the time while watching live videos. Yeah. Okay. Um, awesome. This is not a movie. In movie you cannot rewind, right? Whatever is gone, it's gone. But this is like more, more like OTT platform. Where if you love a scene, you can just rewind back and watch it again and again. Just saying. Okay. um. So next and the last step is delete our book. Delete you can do, folks. Yes. Yeah. 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 Delete. Delete should be very easy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The method is delete, and so very easy. Can you do it? Like you're reading at the documentation. Should I leave it up to you? You should be able to do it. Come on, it's very easy. Yes, yes, I see yes in the chat. Okay, I'll leave it up to you. I'll drink some water till then. I'll show you for obviously, for obvious reason. I'll show you, else people will tell me, hey, you did not teach me delete request. So I'll teach you. Don't worry. But yeah, till that time, please go ahead and try it yourself. Okay, maybe easier to try. Till then, I'll read some comments here. Let's see. I received that security email. Don't worry about it, by the way. Huh? Okay, looks good. Looks good. Okay, awesome. Yeah, delete one done. Oh, that is very fast. Okay, let's go ahead and show you about the delete request. Okay. So let me go here on Postman. See, this is in the light mode. It just hurts my eyes, and this is dark mode. Yeah, yeah. It looks like someone is like flashing, flash on me. I'll reduce the brightness a little bit to adjust it. Let's go ahead and add a new request. So here we are going to go ahead, click on these three dots and click on add request. And this time we are going to name it delete request. Oh, delete request. Why? Delete book. We are librarian after all. Okay. Now in the drop down, we are going to use delete method. And what is the URL going to be? So the URL is going to be this. So let's copy this URL. Let's copy this URL, paste it here. Remember ID. We are going to use the same ID, by the way, which we used earlier. So add the ID, save it, send it, and you're done with delete. But what is the status code, by the way? It's 204, so it's new. Meaning that we successfully processed it, but we cannot see it. Do you want to see 404? Yes, yes. Let's send the request again. And if the book is not deleted, it should tell us. If it is deleted, it should tell us 404, right? That it is not found. So you can see it says book ID not found because we already deleted the book, right? So 404. So I hope delete request was also covered. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. So yeah, we have already covered all the requests. So what I want you to do is go to final check. Go to final check. Run it. Yeah. Go to final check request and just hit send. And in the result, click on test results. And you can see we are passing 22 tests because we did till delete. And click on failed. You can see that only 6 are pending. So make sure that for you also these 6 are only pending. which is our final test, by the way. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. We have 20 minutes and we only have to, make one request to kind of do all of that. So that is going to be very, very easy. Yes. Yes, it is going to be easy. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead. We are going to go here and let's before doing that, let's check out amazing Postman feature and then we are going to kind of do that. Yeah, obviously you'll not get all right because we are not done till here, right? There are still few things to do. Okay. So let's go back here and let's go to next. Okay. By the way, so Postman has this amazing feature called as CodeGen, which you can use to generate some code snippet, basically which you can use in your front end or your back end as you are kind of working with that API. Now, this is very handy feature for getting the boilerplate code as you're getting started in kind of using this API in real world. But yeah, it's not fall proof, but it is something which you can start off with, to do. So let me show you. So for example, let's say, add books was the most complicated request which we did. So let's go to add books. And on the right hand side, you can see. So I'm just showing you, don't do it, right? I'm just showing you. So on the right hand side, you can see the code feature. You can click on it. And as you click on it in the drop down, you can actually see all the languages. These days, Go is very famous. So you can click on Go and you can actually see the sample code which is written in Go to kind of make that request possible. So again, you can see the API keys are directly kind of mentioned here, which is not the way to go about it. But yeah, feel free to kind of use this as a boilerplate at least. So that is like a very good feature which you can use. So yeah, code feature is something which is good. Awesome. There are multiple features in Postman, by the way, which I can talk about and about and about and about. But that's not we are here for. We are here for learning about APIs. Okay, so one final test before we say goodbye for today. By the way, we are running exactly on time, folks. We have like what 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes left, and we have only one request to go, which has 6 tasks, by the way, right? So we are done being librarian. So imagine if someone runs a library, will this collection help them? Absolutely yes, because they can search book, they can search for fiction books, they can search for books by ID, they can add their own books, they can update books, they can delete books. It's a complete collection for them. So that was our goal, and we were very successful in our goal, by the way. Amazing, amazing. So let's go back to skill check and let's switch some gears. So till now we were a librarian, but now we will pretend that we are an movie API, right? And we are going to go ahead and basically, like code a very simple API request, which is going to, just kind of be our testing phase of whatever we learned, right? So remember here, I told you quizzes are for fun. It's not the test. The test is the practical. So we are going to take your test via practicals. Imagine you're also going to get a certificate via an API call. So that's how important this whole things get, right? So yeah, don't take it lightly. So let's go ahead and do it. So task number one, make the request. Make this request named as skill check. Okay. Add it under the delete book request. Okay. And then the URL is this. Okay. And the method is post. Okay. So let's copy the URL at least. Let's copy the URL. Let's go here. Add request. Let's click on 3 dots. Add request, which is below delete, obviously. Let's name it skill check. The URL is going to be obviously what we copied. Drop down is post request, save it and send it. Looks good. We were able to successfully do that. Yeah, amazing. Okay. Task one complete. Let's check final check. You can actually keep checking it again and again to see if it is working. So you can see, yeah, one more test passed, 23 on 28, one is done, two, three, four, and five, six remaining. Okay. Now this gives me a lot of curiosity because now I can see actually what is happening on that. So let's go to skill check. Task number one, done. Okay. Let's go to skill check. Let's task number two. Add a query param named as movie name. Okay. N is capital. Your request should have a movie name parameter with the value set to your favorite movie. Okay. Um, so this is query param, obviously. Let's name it movie name. My favorite movie. There are a lot of favorite movies I have, but I guess the best one is, yeah. If you ask me, I love Tumbad a lot. If you have watched it already, it was a really good Bollywood movie. But I also love Swades, which is more. I love it more than Tumbad. So let's do Swades, which is an amazing movie, by the way. You should all watch it if you are living in India for sure. Okay. Save it, send it. Okay. So I hope that works. So you can see it returns me back. So by the way, echo is nothing but it whatever you are sending it will just return it back, nothing else. So task number two is also done. Let's check if it is right or wrong. So go to final check, test it out, test. Working. That's good. Second is also done. Four more to go. Okay. Let's go to skill check. Now we'll do our final check at the end, right? Because we don't want to, do it again and again, right? Obviously. Uh, as much as I want to, I don't need to, again and again. It's a little crazy. Okay, so let's go to skill check. Turn your piece URL into a variable. Okay, that we have done. It should be easy. Simplify the request by replacing from H to post T, okay, with a collection variable named as skill check base URL. Okay, multiple caps, so I'll just copy this skill check base URL. And from post T to H, okay, sounds good. So let's come here, zoom this a little bit. From the T, from the post till the H, we have to set this variable as, okay, yeah, we have learned this. We have did this earlier, right? It's easy. Okay, select from T to H. Okay, set as new variable. Set as new variable. Name it as whatever they have given us. Scope is going to be obviously collection level because, yeah, that's what they have asked us. Click on set variable. Looks good. It is set. Okay, that's amazing. Save it. By the way, where can you see the variable? Also, if you do any mistake, don't worry. You can go to variables here and you can obviously change it. So yeah, you can also delete it and create a new variable in case you did not end up intent. Like if you make any mistakes here, you can change it here. Okay, don't worry. So this looks good. Okay, it is done. Save and send. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Then comes task number four, which is using API key authorization. Okay, very easy. It should be collection level, it says. Okay, we will do collect. Oh, it should not be a collection level. It should be request level. Okay, we'll do it. API key is student as expert and the value is skill check. Okay, let's do it. Let's go to authentication. Um, API key. Okay, so you can add it from here, by the way, meaning that you can select a drop down and you can go down and use API key. And the key is student dash expert and the value is skill check. So this is basically request level. So you can go to authorization, drop down, select API key, add the values as needed, click on save, click on send, and it should work. Okay. So task number five and six. So last two are remaining. So let's check if till now everything is fine, right? Let's check. Go to final check. Only two requests should be remaining. Two tasks should be remaining, right? Yeah, we are doing everything right. Absolutely right. That is amazing. Okay. 26 on 28. We are there. We are almost there. Okay, let's go to skill check. Let's go back here. Task number five. Add a JSON body with the property name as actor name. Okay. Your skill check request should have a JSON body with a property called as actor name and the value set to any actor from the movie you chose in step number 2. Okay, now fair. Let's go to body. Let's go to raw and drop down my JSON. And here open curly braces. Um, the name should be actor name, and then the value should be the name of an actor in that movie. There are multiple actors in the movie which are selected with the Shradesh, but the leading one was SRK or Shah Rukh Khan if you want to type it in full. Um, Save it and send it. And you can actually see the data is kind of added here, which is good. Okay. So request number 5 also done. Amazing. Now request number 6. Okay. Scripting. Okay. We have to write code, meaning that this is going to take some time. Okay, let's give it some time. Let's read it properly first. Let's automatically set the actor name as a collection variable named favorite actor. Okay. In the test tab of the request, write a script to get the actor name from the response body and save the value as a new collection variable called as favorite actor. Okay. So we have to basically we have done this, right, for ID, but now we have to do it for the favorite actor. Okay. Send the request again to confirm if this works by checking your variable page to see if the value is updated. Okay. Um, I told you I'm going to show you an AI hack, right? Don't tell anyone, especially don't tag Postman. Don't tell them I showed you this, right? Between you and me, our little secret. Repeat. Folks, I cannot repeat a test, okay? Yeah, you have to do it yourself. I'm just showing, the way of how it is done, but you have to go back and do it. In case you're not able to do it, please try to review the lessons. Okay. So the last one, yeah, I'm going to show you how to do it via AI, but we will not use ChatGPT. We'll use Postman AI. So that solves the problem, right? Yes. Let's see how to do it. So, okay, observe carefully. Start selecting from write a script. Start selecting from write a script and copy it till favorite actor. So I'm this selection, copy it, right? So again, start copying from write a script and select all the way to the favorite actor. Copy this. This is going to be our prompt. Okay. Come back to Postman and go to test script. This is where we have to write the test script, right? Now remember, we need to use AI. So scroll a little bit. I'll zoom this in and you'll see this Postman symbol. Yes, the head of Postman. Click on it and it will say Postbot. So Postbot is Postman's AI bot, which will help you to write code basically. So let's click continue. Okay. How can I help it? Ask. Please solve our problem. Okay. Let's use AI and see if it is solves our problem. Let's run this. Okay. It has written some script. Let's see if it is good or not. Variable response body, pm.response with JSON. Okay, it takes the response, saves it in the response body. Then it has actor name, response body, dot data dot actor name. Yeah. So you can see it is in data, and inside that it is actor name, which is SRK, which is it is setting, and then it sets the variable to fit it. Oh, it is done in just 3 lines. Amazing, right? Yeah. Okay, AI did our work. Okay, we are not going to just going to close it and run it again. Now, obviously, nothing will change. Only thing will change is if you go to Postman Library API V2 and click on variables. Yeah, if you click on variables, you can see that it is set to SRK, which is what we wanted. Let's go to the final check. Should we cross our fingers to check the final test? Absolutely not, because we should be 100% sure that this will give us 28 out of 28. Let's hit send. And yay, we got 28 out of 28. Now, if you got 28 out of 28, give yourself a huge round of applause. and give me confetti emojis for myself at least, because I completed this course with 28 out of 28 test results in one go, right? So yeah, give me a confetti, in the chat. Would really love to see all of that. If you're getting less, then it is quite possible. You can obviously click on field and read the error messages and try to resolve them, right? Or watch the video again. It's very simple. Yeah. So this is very simple. We were able to complete all of this, which is amazing. You can also go ahead and kind of watch this video to test it again, just in case if you are not able to. Okay. So yeah, that is amazing. Let me see in the chat how many of you have got 28 out of 28. Till then, I'll take a sip of water because I deserve it. Okay. Awesome. By the way, we are almost at the end. Yes. This is not yet. You're not to get the certificate yet, huh? Please bear with me for 2 more minutes. Last part, I promise. Like just 5 more minutes, okay, and we are done. I guess we are doing good on time. Almost cut to cut, so no problem at all. Okay, so let's go to next. Let's do a quick recap, and then we'll do the submission where we'll claim the certificate. Okay. So let's do it quickly. What did we learn? We learned so much, but today we learned about authorizing requests, setting variables, automating the process using scripts, obviously generate code. Yeah, we kind of did that via Postman, but yeah. Okay, Postbot. Okay, let's go next. So let's go ahead and submit our collection. So your collection should have 7 requests. Let's see if our collection has that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it has 7 requests. All should be in the exact same order. We have all the requests in this exact same order. That's good. Okay, there's a video on how to submit, but I'm going to teach you, so no problem. So we need to run the submit request. Okay. Yeah, this is all set, and this is the body. So copy this body, go back to Postman, click on submit here, just behind final check, like just below final check. Go to body and paste this, right? So the body which we copied from there. Ensure that the submission variable is set, which we set earlier, obviously. Save it and send it. So if you are receiving all 28 pass, then only it will work and give you congratulations. Else it will not give you congratulations. Okay. So yeah, remember all the tests should pass, then and only then you will get the congratulation message. Else you will not get that. And the next lesson is basically logged. But once you do that, just refresh this window. Okay. So just control R this. Yeah, just control R, just refresh, and you are good. Like you don't have to do anything else. Just refresh, and everything is good here. You will now see the next button. Click on next, and final step to claim the badge. By the way. Okay. So you can see I have already claimed it, but I'm going to show you how to do yours. Okay. So what you need to do, please watch carefully. Go to Postman API Library V2, click on these 3 buttons, click on share, and here click on via API. Copy this URL, copy this URL which we get here, copy this URL, and here you will see a checkbox like a box, right? Paste the URL and click on claim, and you will get a badge. You will also get an email, with your badge URL. You'll also get a certificate, by the way. So you can go to Canvas Backpack and you can actually download your certificate as well. Okay. So that also you can do. It is very easy. Please go ahead and, you can actually read the instruction. And you will obviously get an email with your badge, right? Yeah. So congratulations, you have done it. Please give me feedback. I really love feedback and I hope you enjoyed this session throughoutly. So I would definitely want you to, give me good feedback if you like the course. And if you have constructive feedback, I welcome that more than good feedbacks because that helps me improve. So before we end this, let's discuss about the giveaway I talked about, right? We have one more giveaway, which is going to end on 15th of January. So you have so many days. You have 6 days to participate in it. And how to participate? It is going to run on LinkedIn only. So what you need to do, by the way, you're going to be winning how many items? One, two, three, 4 items. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, I also need more items than only my duck. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to kind of share about your learnings, whatever you're learning, and tag me and obviously tag Let's Upgrade. And use these hashtags to kind of share about your learning. Remember, we are going to give more than 15 kids, and then fill this form, right? Remember to write a very detailed summary. Don't use ChatGPT for this. I'll figure it out. Obviously, if I can teach you to use it, I know how to use it myself. So I'm going to definitely, catch all ChatGPT users there. So try to summarize your learning, right? The best way you can, and use images and do all of that. By the way, I really love this thermos sipper, which is like hot and cold, which is amazing. So yeah, you can kind of participate in it, and we are going to award 15 more kits for 4 items each, up for grabs. So yeah, participate in this optional giveaway as well. And that's a wrap. I see a lot of queries. Don't worry. Please join the Discord server and ask your queries there. We have that for that particular reason. I'm going to send this link again in the chat just in case you folks did not see it. So please join the Discord server. And yeah, connect with me if you love the way I teach. My handles are here: Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you're sending a connection request on LinkedIn, please add a note. I don't accept all the requests, so it's good if you can add a note. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in, folks. I hope you really enjoyed it. Yes, yes, yes. Give me that one last time in the chat before we go. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, folks, for coming in. I really and absolutely loved talking with you, folks, interacting with you, and doing this course with you. See you all on the Discord server. And yeah, best of luck for future courses. And I would definitely love to see you again, teaching you about more advanced features about Postman or APIs in the future. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming in, and I hope you all certify. In case you need any help, feel free to reach out to us on our Discord server. We are all yours to help you out. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.